back to my channel. It's Raenelle-Lee, and today I have a story time. This video will be about the time that I was in like an altercation with a teacher. Basically, I was in Form 5, and for Form 5 I did French, both French and Spanish. So I remember when I got the timetable for my exams, I realized that French and Spanish was basically like the day after each other. And if you did languages, if you did French and Spanish, you know, it's very difficult. Even when you do it for like Form 3, Form 2, 3 is difficult because in Spanish class you're saying, let me say, in Spanish class you're saying bonjour, in French class you're saying hola, and it's not that you don't know the writing, it's just like sometimes the languages, this dog not going back now, not in this video. Sometimes they get mixed up with the languages. So when I saw the timetable and I saw the both of them back to back, I was like, Heavenly Father, Lord, I need you, Jesus, bless me. So it was, let's say, the Monday, the Tuesday, and the Wednesday. So the Monday I had French, and the Tuesday and Wednesdays were the days for the Spanish exam. Now the reason why it was like that is because not much people do French, well, did French in my year. So it was just like a couple of us doing French, so they could have done that in one day, and then like a whole load of them was doing Spanish. So that was the Tuesday and the Wednesday, 2 days for the exam. So the Monday now, your girl do she French exam and everything was cool or whatever, and then the next day, the Tuesday and the Wednesday, was Spanish. So I can't remember this happened in the morning before the French exam or in the evening after the French exam, but I went to one of my teachers and I asked her if it was possible for the people who were doing both French and Spanish to do the Spanish exam on the Wednesday, so that way we had the Tuesday to kind of like transition into the other language. So this teacher and I had a really good relationship, and I know people always say, and my mother always tells me, like, ask a question. If the person says no, it's no, but ask the question and see where it goes from there. I can't remember exactly like her words, like I can't quote the teacher, so sorry guys, but let's just say this teacher's name is Mrs. Pat. I would just say Mrs. Pat. After asking her, I can't remember her words, but I know it wasn't like anything positive. So it was basically saying, like saying no. So the type of person Raenelle-Lee is I know I was going back to her the next day and I was going to ask her. Now as I say, we were so close, like we were so close. So it wasn't like, you know, you're harassing anyone. Like it was just like a normal thing for me. The Monday evening, my mom drilled me, we went through the exams, and of course Raenelle-Lee was still using French. Like the French was still fresh in my brain, and I did practice so hard because I know better in Spanish, so I read like French, I know I had to do real practicing in order to reach that level. So we went through everything, we practiced, we drilled this. She asked me situations, because you had situations to do, read a passage, conversation, I believe it was. So went through all this, mommy real drill, man. Of course, you know, I'm still saying like hola, I'm still saying bonjour instead of hola, and maison instead of casa. So when I went in the morning now, my mom teachers in the same school, the same secondary school that I went, but that morning I did not go up with her. We usually travel when I have exams. So when I went, I reached early. Like I told you, I reached school like probably 6, half 6, you get early, looking for the teacher, but then she doesn't come early either. So the safest bet was to go and ask my French teacher. Now my French teacher is very nice, and she's always very early. Like she there before me. Like if I reach 6, she reached in 5 or half 5. She was always early. So I knew that she was in the staff room. So I went into the staff room and I went and said, Miss, I really scared because last night mommy was picking me up and I was still mixing up the languages, and I was just scared. Like, Miss, is not that I don't know it, it's just that I'm scared. So she was like, okay. So when the examiner reaches, the teacher went and she asked her, and I was in a classroom. So the teacher came to me and she was like, right, the examiner said that it's not a problem, like, well, you could get the exam the day after. So today you could just like try to transition into the French and into the Spanish and forget about the French.
So I was like, thank you, Jesus. You can see I'm happy, I rejoice because I'm scared. I don't understand. I was like
16, 17 around that time. So you're still young and you're scared. So next thing you know, I hear
Mrs. Pat is looking for you and she is upset.
So I like, but what I do? So now I start to think like upset with me because I know we close. So I thinking maybe she wants to find out about somebody else. So I went, you know, like, Miss, I can hear looking for me, like, what happened? Not knowing that Mrs. Pat is vexed with me. This is something that never happened to me since going to school, like probably preschool, primary school. No teacher never shouted at me because I never put myself in positions to be yelled at, because I was always that type of student. I was a very good student from ever since. So this teacher come up to me now and yelling at me. Now the thing about this now is that where she was yelling at me, when you go that way was the school's cafeteria, and when you go this way is the hall, and it's like a gate where everybody coming in the morning. So basically that was like a thoroughfare. Everybody is going through there. Everybody passes there. It was yelled at in front of everybody that was passing. So they, like, you know how students are, like everybody watching, like, you know, they're watching. So I don't like people yell at me. That's why I don't put myself in positions to be yelled at. So first of all, everybody afraid Mrs. Pat real bad. So nobody ain't going and say nothing. Everybody just like staring and moving and like. So everybody just like watching the scene. So I, like, you know, I can't remember exactly what I said to defend myself, but I was like,
I didn't do anything, like I just went on after
blah blah blah, and I can't remember every single thing that happened, but I remember one thing in particular. She was like,
and I don't care if you're going to the exam and you talk German or you talk Italian, you're going in there and you're doing the exam.
well, that's all right. I was like, but I'm not rude. That's the thing, I'm not rude, but I know how to say how I feel in a very respectful manner. So that's exactly what I did. So I didn't call my mother at all, because first of all, I started to cry. A lot of people never saw me cry. This was like the first time they ever saw me cry. And I was crying because first of all, you tell them I had to go and do the exam. So basically, you're buffing me and yelling at me in front of a whole lot of people, embarrassing me right before my exam. And all that. I love Spanish so much. So obviously, okay, I had to do the exam. I had to do the exam. So she said, like in the corridor, I tell you, this teacher is yelling at me, and up till now, like today, 2017 September the 7th, I have no idea why I was yelled at. So when my mom was in school, a lot of teachers were there. You know, like when you're already down and somebody come and hug you up, it makes you like even more emotional. So I really didn't want my mom to come and like talk to me, and she would have been upset, and it might have like made me even worse. I didn't want her to come. But then teachers, obviously everybody, that's what happened. So teachers were like, when she reached in school, it was like they told her the situation, because a lot of teachers came to me asking like, you're okay, and a lot of teachers were there to comfort me. So that was a real good thing. But anyhow, yeah, when my mom came in school, the teachers told her like, I don't think it's a good idea that you go to her right now. They told her the whole situation, and my mom was pissed, fuming. Because my mom, first of all, she knows me really well, and she knows what I will do, and she knows that I was never in anything like that. So she was fuming, and then my exam coming up, so she vexed because I have two, like, what is going on? So, and then she vexed because now the teacher's telling her like it's a better idea if you don't go, but of course it's a mother and she wants to go. And in addition, my mom doesn't make joke with her children. She doesn't make joke with her children. Not at all. No, because she knows us. She don't make joke with her children. So that was our next scene. But yes, I was in an altercation. Guys, I still up to now do not know why it is I was in this altercation. So if it is you ever had an experience like this and you think you know why it is the teacher got vexed based on this story, please comment below and let me know. Why do you think, like, why does it even happen? On the bright side, I got ones in both Spanish and French, so thank you Jesus. The resolution was that we had to have a meeting with the principal and all that, like meeting. In the meeting, she was like, she don't think
I should do French and Spanish for Form 6, because if this happening on a CXC level, then what will, I mean, O levels, then what will happen when I reach the A levels?
So I was thinking about like not doing it or whatever. But in the end, I really wanted to prove a point that I could do it. And the thing about it is not that I couldn't do it, because if I couldn't do it, then I wouldn't get one. It's not that I couldn't do it, but I just wanted the, you know, opportunity to perform at the best of my ability. And
I consider that I was wrong, because I knew that the exam was going to be back-to-back, I guess, and I should have prepared. But then again, it wasn't that I was not prepared for the exam. I was just trying to, you know, get a little favor, you know. So I really still don't think that I was in the wrong. I was just looking out for myself. Nothing is wrong with that.
I did French as an extra subject in Cape, and I did French and Spanish, and I got 2s in all my units, which is good. I do not know what really upset this teacher. I have no clue, but what I want to say is that I still appreciate her. I still have so much respect for that teacher, And in Form 6, because I said I was doing it as an extra subject, doing French as an extra subject, I was not in like a class for it. And she did meet with me on occasions, went through the French literature books. Even today, like when I see her, you know, I will hug her up and whatever, because I have so much respect for that teacher up to today, even though whatever happened. I want you all to know that don't be scared of anyone. Definitely don't be scared, don't be intimidated by anyone. No teacher, no student, no friend, no peer, no colleague, whatever you want to call them. Do not be intimidated, and do not let people try to like prevent you from doing what it is you want to do. Because if it is I had taken her advice and was like intimidated by her, then I would not have done French and Spanish for Form 6. So that's my story for today. That was my little altercation with a teacher. I hope that you guys enjoyed my very first story time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and also, as I said before, comment if you have any idea why it is this altercation even occurred, because I still do not know. But see you guys in my next video. Bye.